Big D Entertainment, in association with Dipsy Doodle Productions, presents The Dave Holly Hour. Brought to you by Trio Jazz Club, Sioux Falls' premier jazz club. Enter as friends, leave as family. Phil's Pub. Phil's, your local dive with music for the people. Chaser's Food and Spirits. Excel Chiropractic, and Quality Nails. The Dave Holly Hour features Sioux Empire Arts and Entertainment Conversations. A true lover of arts, entertainment, good food, and fun times, including an occasional Jack Daniels. Okay, so a few Jack Daniels. Here he is, Dave Holly.
Welcome, arts and entertainment lovers. If you're a regular listener, a few changes are in store beginning with this episode. We no longer will have a Weekend Eve Toast. That segment is being replaced by Dave's Faves. That's a page on the newly remodeled show website, DaveHollyHour.com. Still some content to be added, but it's time to let you surf the site. Many of you are aware of my love of baseball, especially the Chicago Cubs, so spring training is underway. I'm excited about that. Means my use of baseball sayings can come out now, so here goes. Today's show is an extra innings show. First up to bat, we hear from comic Zach Dresch and comedy writer Becca Gehm about the couple's dream of doing a Mystery Science Theater 3000 type show. Then Molten Audio's Adam Ellsworth takes us through his constant love of working with audio and visual gear, starting when his age was still single digits. Yes, extra innings, we go fairly well past an hour. But first...
Honey, look at this!
Unbelievable!
Yeah! Yummy!
I know!
That'd be fantastic. You know what I'm talking about.
Dave's Faves! Each week, we'll be saluting a person or a local business who I feel is worthy of getting a shout-out for many reasons. They will receive a small thank you gift, a little token. This week's Dave's Fave is Nicole Eastman. She is a great server at the Alpine and a fantastic massage therapist. Nicole, someone from the show will find a way to get you your swag. Besides the people and businesses we're going to be making a fave each week, go to the still in construction but eventually a great site, DaveHollyHour.com. On the show website, you'll also be able to check our trivia schedule at Chasers, West 12th and Ellis Road. Stop in for great food, great beverages, and fun times. Monday nights at 7, we play Dave Holly Hour Trivia. As February's the short month, this coming Monday is only the 23rd. It is, however, the last Monday of the month, and that means it's Wild Card Trivia, where everybody has a chance of winning. Mondays are always fun at Chasers, your neighborhood gathering place. Honorable mention. So what made Dave laugh, chuckle, chortle, downright slap my knee silly, or just fill my heart with happiness this past week? Well, my love and I had an amazing Valentine's Day weekend. She wasn't able to attend Improv Falls on Friday. I was able to take in the show, and they did their usual fantastic job. But we had some incredible fun Saturday night, painting each other Picasso style in another of Alex Lundstra's classes. Now, we've attended several of those and always have fun. Next time it comes around, you should join us. Then Sunday night, thanks to our dear friend Melissa Prostrello, we were able to see the touring Moulin Rouge show at the Washington Pavilion. We've typically, enjoyed the Broadway productions that they bring in, but this one was different. I'm not sure if either of us has stopped saying, wow, 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 or that was amazing, or wasn't that a great show? In my opinion, it's the best I've ever seen. Neither of us has ever been to Broadway. It's a bucket list item, but even while the show was going, I kept thinking to myself, I feel like I'm at a Broadway show. Spectacular. Well done, Washington Pavilion, well done. Later in the show, we hear from sound guy Adam Ellsworth. Coming up, comic Zach Dresch and comedy writer Becca Gehm. on the Dave Holly Hour. Trio Jazz Club is an intimate music venue in the heart of Sioux Falls. It's family-owned and family-run. Ricardo and Mary Beth and the entire staff provide the art of hospitality, while the best local and regional musicians provide the smooth sounds. It's a great vibe with live music Tuesday through Saturday nights. The chefs and mixologists offer an amazing menu and beer and wine lists. Cocktails as smooth as the jazz. Join the club, Trio Jazz Club, across from the Washington Pavilion. Enter as friends, leave as family.
Coming soon, another podcast from Big D Entertainment. Dave Holly's More, M-O-R, a show featuring the music and the stories of an oft-forgotten radio format known as Middle of the Road. The days of yore with More, M-O-R.
Phil's Pub, your local dive bar. No frills, all fun. Looking for a place where the beers are cold, the service is fast, and the vibe is always just right? Phil's Pub is your go-to for live music and a come-as-you-are atmosphere. With a great beer selection, it's the perfect spot to hang with friends or plan your next party or private event. And while they don't serve food, feel free to bring your own order in. This Friday at 7 p.m., band night. Get ready for I Know, Right? That's the name of a band. And Woodshed Duo, bringing live music and good vibes to kick off your weekend the right way. Next Friday night, February 27th, debut night for Shirley Stripped. Again, a band name. Mark this one on the calendar. Matt D., Saturday, March 7th. Local regulars swear by the place. Phil's Pub keeps it simple. Cold beer, solid tunes, and a laid-back crowd that feels just like home. No hype needed. Just show up. See more at philsdtsf.com.
It's the podcast that creatives in the Sioux Empire listen to so they can learn more about other creatives. It's the Dave Holly Hour.
Welcome back, everyone. Always a pleasure to talk Sioux Empire Arts and Entertainment. Yes, I do have to say that every time I have an interview because it's in my contract that
Right.
I wrote.
Yes.
And so if I wrote it, I better pay attention to it for once.
Yeah.
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 Otherwise, everything else, we're just going to shoot from the hip here.
You signed your life away for it.
I did.
Yes.
And like, $16 a month to have it posted someplace.
Yeah.
Do that. Yeah.
There you go.
All right.
Yeah.
Zach Dresch, Becca Gehm, welcome.
Thanks for having us.
Yes. And Zach, you are, first of all, you're the voice of the Dave Holly Hour on the introduction and the closing of the show.
Yes, yeah.
And now on the Phil's Pub.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Thank you for having me on that one.
Newest sponsor.
Yeah,
We
thank you, Phil's.
appreciate that. And you've got a tie-in with that even.
Yeah. Phil's Pub is a place that's been near and dear to me for basically my whole life. For context, I'm in my 30s now, and in the 90s, my parents were in a group called Swim, and they played at Phil's Pub quite often. And I distinctly remember being like 5 years old, being allowed into Phil's Pub in the late 90s, and I was like playing, I think it was a pinball game or something, and Kello wanted to interview me, and so I tried to interview, but I was so shy and nervous. I just sounded like a wreck. I don't remember what I said at all. I was like, I like games. And so I've been to Phil's Pub for 30 years.
And look at you now.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at you now.
Look at me now.
Yeah. I mean, you're going to have a couple of opportunities to get in there, I know of.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Whether it be music or whether it be comedy.
All that stuff. I'm excited for it.
Yeah, you should be.
Yeah.
And are you excited to be working with your lovely partner, Becca Gehm, on an
Always.
upcoming project?
Always.
Yes, it's her first time here, so welcome.
Yeah, I love comedy so much. I'm marrying a comedian.
There you
Yeah.
go. Well, let's just not say you're marrying a comedian. You do a lot of comic writing. And that's why you are in on this project. And I know, Zach, this is something you've been holding on to for a while, wanting to do it. Tell us what you're going to be doing and how the audience is going to go, oh, God, can't miss it.
Yeah. Well, this is a different type of theater that to my knowledge, has not been done in the Sioux Falls area in either a long time or if ever. I could be wrong. Maybe it's been done in basements and just not been advertised. I'm not sure.
Well, I mean, in a way, it's done when people watch crappy movies together and make comments together, but not in a performance atmosphere.
Yeah. Or a church cover or anything like that. Yeah.
People have been there, just
Yeah.
from a human perspective, I guess.
Yeah, especially if you hate a film and you just want to make fun of it. That's the way you get through the film. Well, hate's not a great word. Like if you're critical of a film, we'll get to that. For those that are fans of making fun of movies or talking during movies, or a fan of Mystery Science Theater 3000 or Riff Tracks or stuff like that, you're going to like this. We have a new group called Critical Ass Theater. Becca's idea. I love that name. Critical Mass.
It one out of several options. Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you combine them like, Benifer and so forth, it'd be crass.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay. Which will probably be two then.
Right.
Yeah.
A little bit. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. My gosh.
Yeah,
Gosh.
my
Oh,
gosh.
gosh.
It'll be raunchy.
Yeah. I think another
we
title
like
we
that.
had was
And rated R.
yeah, very much. So the original
So not
title,
like the original, inspiration shows.
Right.
Yeah.
a little dirtier, but
Yeah.
it'll be fun. The original title, I think we were going to go with like the bomb commentary. It was too
It
long.
was a close second.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we like to add theater to it because it is theater. It's its own different unique version of theater, and yeah,
Yeah. Unexpectedly, it's got a lot of theater elements.
yeah,
It's
everything's
not just
scripted.
off the cuff. It's written and there's cues and
So let's
Professional.
talk about the movie that you are critical of.
I think Sam Lenz called bad movies that he enjoys trashterpieces. So I'll take that from Sam. Shout out
right.
to Sam.
masterpiece. This is definitely a failure for sure.
Okay. Night Train to Terror.
Yep.
I will
1985
admit,
film.
I love movies. I've never seen this one.
Sure.
Yeah,
Probably because somebody warned me about it at some point.
and they're like, don't see this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was hiding in the annals of history,
Yeah. It is
or
a
in our case, the anal.
Anal stuff.
anals, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It's a 1985 B horror film.
Like B, C, D, E, F.
EF.
Like F.
Z even probably.
It just didn't get off the ground.
Yeah. It's like
DOA.
exactly.
Yeah.
Basically, it's actually 3 incomplete films put into one film.
Right.
So continuity is off the
Oh,
charts.
lovely.
Right. They just patched it together.
Yep.
And just put a context around it.
Uh-huh.
An anthology type thing.
Okay.
Kind of like when, and the overarching theme is God and Satan are on a night train to terror that's going to meet its ultimate demise.
Right.
And it's got,
And they have nothing better to do than to go through these particular people's stories that happen to be the vignettes.
yeah. So 3 incomplete films with a lot of terrible cutaways and
Nudity and, yeah.
Oh, okay.
murder
Well, I'm
and
looking
all
forward to
kinds of
seeing
stuff,
this.
so.
Yeah. Okay. February 27th, 7 p.m. And you're going to be at Remedy for this, right?
Yes. Yeah, they hit us
that
up.
big back
Yeah.
room?
Yeah, the East Room, yep, right by
Okay.
the bar and stuff. It's going to be in that side room there, by the patio and everything. And they hit us up about it, and we had thought like we've wanted to do this for a while, but never found the right venue for it. And this was just the gateway, the launching pad to get it going.
So glad they asked.
Yeah, shout out to JP and Aaron Nelson, all those guys. So yeah,
Honestly, I've been wanting to do something like this for at least 20 years and probably
Wow.
30 years. I loved those older shows when I was younger.
Becca and I
That
watched-
was absolutely my kind of humor, and it's always been. So
Becca and I watch those like before we go to sleep every night, like Mystery Science episodes and stuff like that. So
yes.
this has been years in the making.
Although it's worth mentioning, we're putting our own creative twists on it.
Right,
You know,
yeah.
it's a
All
different
right.
kinda
Well, let's hear
stuff.
about those creative twists then. What's going to happen when we go see this?
So we've got 4 performers doing the commentary.
All right.
Becca is head writer, and she is overseeing everything. She transcribed the whole script, so I had to watch this film so many times.
That's the worst part.
Lovely.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh, going through the film over and over and over again is
right.
It wasn't a popular enough film that you could just go online and download the whole script.
I don't think the script is anywhere. I think somebody probably destroyed it a long time ago.
It burned in hell on the way.
Yeah, and I don't trust AI to caption the whole film.
Oh, no.
So it would have just sucked in that regard. So you had
AI
to
at all.
no, yeah.
Yeah.
So we had to you manually typed it, and it was just
Yeah.
Yeah.
So each of the comics got a script, and they are currently
Are they
Yeah.
writing their own
ideally
material too?
writing. Yeah. So
Okay.
the way I've worked it out is that the movie script goes down shot by shot on the left side of the script, and then on the right side they can pencil in from where their cue point to where their cue is and pencil it in.
Yep.
And from there, we'll collaborate and watch the movie together a few times, several times.
Beforehand, yeah.
That will eventually turn into the final script, which will turn into what they use that night.
All right. Now, Zach, what's
Yep.
your part in this?
Helping Becca with writing,
Okay.
communication with all the performers
All
too
right.
as well.
Are you going to be performing?
Yes, yep.
All right.
The 4 performers are confirmed right now. Are going to be myself, Emily Wilson, Eric Evergreen, and Luke Johnson. So,
Oh, wow.
yeah. Emily's always been down to do any of these projects we try out. Like, hey, do you want to join this? She goes, sure. Put me in.
Emily was a shoo-in.
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
she's a professional performer
Yeah.
who has done scripts and cues.
Right.
Constantly.
Yeah. And then, so Eric is now Evergreen?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Eric
All
Evergreen.
right,
Formerly
good.
Eric, or is Eric Edwards, but
Right.
Eric Evergreen. Yeah,
Evergreen,
yeah.
Green Boy.
He'll have an evergreen perspective.
Exactly.
Yes.
And a comedy as well.
He's such a
He'll spruce it up.
He'll spruce it up.
yeah. He's got such a relaxed personality, and he loves talking about horrible films. So he was a shoe as well
Oh,
too.
yeah. All right.
And the first person I thought of was Luke Johnson. We've geeked out about MST type things for years now, so he was passionate about it.
Yeah.
So,
we're very
you got them
excited.
all down. That's fantastic. And who do you think is going to bring something that will just blow people out of the water? You got,
All
got a
of them,
dark
I'm pretty
horse?
sure.
Dark horse?
Dark
Or
Horse.
a dark horse?
Oh, Dark Horse.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think Luke is going to surprise us with the offbeat, off the wall stuff. He already has some ideas in the fire that were just like, where did you get this idea kind of stuff.
Running gag type of things.
Yeah, running gag type stuff.
Add a dimension to it.
Yeah, and some of the stuff Emily's been going over, she's been just selling it so well. The lines and everything that she's been coming up with are great. And Eric, we're going to meet this week a couple times and get more vibe stuff. But he watched the film many times, and he's like, this is horrible. It's right up my alley. So we're very excited. And we've got some writers helping out as well. Not a part of the show,
Right.
like live, but helping behind the scenes. We got Nate Holtz is helping us out. Skylar Bulks, Travis Rustin, and Alicia Rain and Jerry Irby. Like when they have time,
Oh,
they
wow.
said they
They're all
volunteered. They
excited
said
to
we'll throw jokes in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Oh, that's
So,
fantastic.
yeah,
We got,
collaboration is underway, and we'll see where it goes.
yeah, we're
Will
picking the
there-
best jokes, and that'll be in the final draft. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
And so will there be any comedian, comic that will not be in attendance at this then?
It's a good point. A couple because they're out of town.
Okay.
Yeah. But
They actually got paying gigs that night.
right, yeah, yeah. This is our first show experimenting, seeing what happens, and of course we're compensating everybody. Like,
Oh, yeah.
If it means we don't make anything, at least we're okay with that for this
As
first
is
time.
tradition.
As is tradition.
Yeah. Been there, done that.
Yeah,
One thing I did want to mention is that we wanted to make it our own also by possibly adding some remote sketches and editing them into the film, or doing
fun.
something theatrical.
Oh, yeah.
for an intermission type thing.
In an intermission, or someone actually like plays a character from the movie and
horrible
lampoons
costume.
it as that character. So we're working on little shticks like that too,
Yeah, yeah, and we've
not
watched.
just the movie.
Yeah, we've watched the Riff Tracks guys like do live shows too, and so they warm the crowd up by talking about the film.
Yeah, so
Like-
they'll be doing that too.
Yeah, and I'll be kind of doing a 5-minute set joking about the film and explaining what you're about to see, and if none of it makes sense, that's fine. It's supposed to, like, I think they tried to make it make sense, but it doesn't, so it's like just go with it.
Yeah.
Are
And,
we going to be seeing you guys
Scott
in
and-
silhouette style?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
On a couch. Yep.
All right.
Yep. So
And a lazy boy, I think, is
And a
going to
lazy
be
boy.
on the
Lazy
stage
boy.
too.
the couch would be a tight fit for 4 people, so we're going to do 3 people on the couch and a lazy boy next to it. So
Wait a minute. Don't they move things? 3 people on a couch?
probably.
Oh, two guys in a van. That's right.
Oh yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Yeah. Well, like we didn't want to do 3 people because that's just immediately ripping off Mystery Science
Right.
Theater, and so we wanted to add 4 I think is good. because 2 is not enough,
Right.
in my opinion.
Yeah.
And 3 is ripping it off. So I'm like, let's do 4. Yeah. And then that way, and then pay an homage to them and but also do our own thing. So that's the goal.
Were there any other movies in the running for this?
Yes.
As in
Luke had a couple.
possibilities for 2, 3, and 4 times around the horn on these?
That would be amazing.
Yeah.
That would be absolutely amazing. The thing that really attracted me about this movie is that it's in the public domain. And so
God bless those.
So
We're not
you don't
breaking
have
any
of those,
copyright laws
tough-
here, because remember the first 3 letters of copyright are cop.
Yep. Exactly.
Yeah, so we don't have to make those phone calls and ask for
Right.
how much we owe them or anything.
Yeah. Well, they might be to that point, though, that they know that their movie sucked so much
They're just like,
that
whatever.
they take any publicity for it.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, God, yeah, that was a nightmare. So let's bring it back to life. Go
Right.
ahead, do what you want.
Exactly. Yeah. But I think the goal is to mainly do stuff like 80s and earlier, probably, because it's the cheapest stuff.
Oh, exactly. And and there were so many great B movies back then.
Yeah.
Well, and back those were a lot in the heyday of drive-ins,
Right. Yeah.
drive-in theaters.
I think
And
70s and 80s is the sweet spot.
very much so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I think I started going to a drive-in theater. Let's see, a friend of mine was a couple of years ahead of me in high school, so and had his driver's license, so I would have been 8th grade, 9th grade, somewhere in there. And of course, the dusk to dawn, and when you're a kid doing that, it's like,
Oh, yeah. Man. It's the coolest thing.
yeah. Or the people that would, hide in the trunk to get in free.
Right. Yeah.
I could never do that because the trunk would weigh down. Yeah. Get some inflation in those tires.
Right.
When you
What's
said-
what's the most fun you've had putting this together to this point?
Running gags, I think, is probably my favorite. There's a couple characters in this movie that we've made accents for that I'm very excited to.
I am so excited for the impressions.
Yeah.
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 A lot of it is talking as the characters.
Yeah. We want to bring a couple of the characters potentially to the stage, like in a similar
Hyperbolically.
costume.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, but doing the impressions.
Oh, man.
I think that the height of this for me will be the writer's room. I've been. I really enjoyed the writer's room mentality. I worked on the same TV show as
That's right. Yeah.
Boomin, Late Night Boomin, and that I've missed that mentality ever since, because you get these amazing minds all together, and collaboration can be really hard, but this magic can happen, and that is what I'm most looking forward to here with this process.
you need a Mr.
and
Potter in this
the
thing?
creative. So that's God. There's a picture of God on the front of my script here, and and he looks a little bit familiar, I think.
Yes, he does.
Yeah. So
And-
that
and-
actually had crossed our mind.
We thought about for Satan, Bob Nelson, if you're listening.
Right. Doesn't he kind of look, doesn't he look like
Oh,
so,
yeah. He and I have been waiting to work together.
Yeah, there you go.
I
So
mean,
we'll be in touch about that. Yeah.
He's always listening, by the way, to this show. Yeah, he's pretty well right away in the morning when he wakes
Perfect.
up. He's
I
got
love
it
it.
down. So
well,
I
to
was
give him
just
an
curious as to why you had these 2 pictures on that binder.
right. This is the interim between the vignettes, although it's backwards on my binder.
They're on the
You know,
train
they're on a
talking to each
train.
other.
Okay, gotcha.
Looking at a
Oh.
portal of these, situations and deciding what's going to happen to the characters.
I just have the feeling this is going to be a hell of a good time.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
If
I'm
nothing
not sure
else,
how heavenly it'll be, but
Yeah.
it'll be
Yeah. There's also a live 80s band on the train. So it's just this whole
my
thing.
Lord.
It's like Huey Lewis, but horrible. I love Huey Lewis so much, but yeah.
oh yeah, because I think back to some of those, and I can't even remember what the name of one of them was, but I just remember this one character that was basically the town drunk,
Sure.
and coming out of jail almost every morning. It's
Right.
just easier for him to sleep it off there.
Yep. Yeah.
And just some.
There's so many
Because there's-
characters that's
Right.
Yeah.
And you know what I always find fascinating about movies is that even when they suck, there's going to be a line out of that you're going to want to always repeat.
Right. Right.
And I can't remember the name of another one, but it's just a campy thing. And the guy is walking along there. All the townspeople are going after him, much like he's, Elephant Man.
Yeah.
And he uses the same line. I am not an animal. I am a human being. And one of the townspeople speaks up. Bullshit.
There is one famous guy in the film. Yeah, from Night Court.
Yes.
Bull?
Bull from Night Court's in
Oh,
it.
my.
Yeah. Robert Mole or Richard Mole?
Richard
Mole, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's in it a lot, actually. He's in a couple of the vignettes
Yeah.
in different places.
I wouldn't be surprised if he was the guy that got the ship off the ground because he's in two of them. He's like, hey, I did 2 unfinished films. You want me to piece them together or something? Like,
Also, Cameron Mitchell is in it.
Cameron Mitchell is in it too.
Wow.
So-
Yeah.
So we got some
a
star
couple
power.
of-
Yeah.
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 So, yeah, he plays the cop in the third story. So, I think, as far as I'm aware.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Perfect.
For us.
Yeah. So first of all, I'm just going to take a look at the original poster here for
Yes,
the
yeah.
for the film.
Which is fairly non sequitur.
Yeah. A rock band gives their final performance on a hellbound trip into the outer reaches of horror. Night Train to Terror.
And the poster is a bloody knife on a train track.
Yep.
Stabbed into a train track.
Right.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
a nice, I like the
It's a
art.
great
Yeah.
poster.
Yeah.
It's simple.
Artwork's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's appealing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
However, I mean, on the train, I don't think there's any stabbings. It's more just we're gonna.
Yeah, I'm
crash.
trying to figure out when there was a butcher, when there actually is a butcher knife in it. I think there's several kinds
Yeah, that's
of
a
knives.
good
In the
one right
stories,
there.
there
Look
are,
at that.
but-
There's like a cleaver and
Oh.
like a saw,
Yeah.
and there's like
Oh,
a lot
come
of
on!
creative
tell,
kitchen
tell
equipment.
tell
actually,
me you haven't already thought of doing Leave It to Beaver bit with the cleaver then.
Oh, it's a
there's
good.
some
Yeah.
cleaver jokes. There
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
I have written a couple cleaver jokes.
All right.
Yeah.
Yes.
You have to have that. That's a no-brainer.
There's a couple deaths in there that are like they didn't like practical effects. This is not Tom Savini type good stuff. This is horrible. Like we had like a paper mache head that we just took off this
Right.
fake body, just cut it off. Like
Emily had a joke right away. She said, "Wow, their wig budget is bigger than their severed limbs budget,"
yeah,
which I think is true.
yeah.
What year did this come out?
85.
85. Wow.
Same year I did.
Yeah.
There you go.
This year I graduated from college.
This is actually
Surprising.
kind of a birthday gift for Becca.
Actually, we talked about that. That's kind of why we put it at the end of February, because my
Oh,
birthday's at
fun.
the beginning of March, and I was like, you know what, this would be perfect.
Yeah.
If we can,
There we
can
go.
pull this off.
Yeah.
Yes, you can.
I'm excited.
I'm just surprised that, considering we just went through Valentine's Day, that, because that was I can't remember what the actual title was, but there was a Valentine's Day movie, Valentine's Day Massacre or
Was
something.
it My Bloody Valentine?
I believe so.
It's
In the
from
mines.
80s, late 70s,
Yes.
early 80s. Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw the terrible remake in the 2000s. It was one of the first 3D movies I ever saw in the theater. And just the cleaver and the axes always
Yep.
would go through and it hit your face. And you're like, oh, terrible film. But I remember.
It was a terrible film.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it was a Sunday afternoon as a senior in high school and in Iowa, being 18. They were just switching it over to 19, so we had to come up to Sioux Falls to have 3-2 beer
Oh, of course.
and then go to a film and laugh our ass off.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the main Valentine horror film I can remember.
Yeah.
At least, yeah. Up to a certain point.
Oh, some dandy stuff though. I just I'm wishing you incredible success on this because
Dave.
I want to have this come around more than just one time.
Same. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's so much area to be explored. This could be a 100-time thing. So
Oh yeah, and
and-
not only that, but think of all the people you've already got in the stable to be your comics and so forth, and
right, they're all
Yeah.
pros themselves. So I'm very excited to do this. And
Yeah.
yeah,
And I want to do it democratically. If people have advice like I liked this or I didn't like this, I'm open to anything that people have, any feedback that people have too.
right, yeah.
So
so what have you corrected so far on your own? as you've been going through it and rewriting jokes and writing jokes, rewriting and going.
Well, there's 3 stories. The first 2 go by pretty fast. The third drags a little bit. So I've almost been like, should we just cut 10 minutes of
Another option was to throw one of those sketches in during the movie and just have the theatrical thing happen in front of the screen. Just who cares? Like, it's hard to get through this last part anyway.
Yeah.
You know, but there is, if you don't mind me saying so, and spoiler, there's probably going to be some Billy Corgan jokes.
Yeah,
and so we've been
Smashing Pumpkins
trying
fame.
to, because the demon in the third vignette looks a lot like early Billy Corgan
With hair.
So yeah, we've been trying to, figure out the best way to lampoon that character.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's like the sax player in the band looks like Joe Piscopo post SNL. Like, man, this is what he did after this? Damn. All right.
The front
Gap
man
tooth
is
and all?
related to the
Yeah.
director,
Oh, lovely.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I know Joe Piscopo does a good Sinatra, but I mean, like, he's not hard to impersonate.
As long as you can sing Sinatra songs, that's
Right.
usually enough.
Exactly.
Yeah, usually makes it.
Yeah.
All
Yeah,
right.
we're
so
excited.
again, this is coming up on February 27th, 7 p.m. That's a Friday night, correct?
Correct.
All
Yep.
right.
Yep.
At Remedy, downtown, East 8th Street, Suite 120. $30 entry includes your first draft beer or a non-alcoholic option. And I'll have to have that since I can't drink beer. Plus a bag of popcorn. Not a choice of a like when you go for breakfast.
Right. Yeah.
Hash browns or breakfast potatoes.
Yeah.
So
in a
plus
popcorn.
a bag of popcorn.
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
And a bouquet.
I like the bag of popcorn. I'll take that.
Absolutely.
All right.
Yeah. Also, I think to get tickets, or you can just reserve. You can call Remedy.
Okay.
Or they have stuff on their website. We'll post more about that.
Yes, and there will be more info at zachdresch.com. We're adding a Critical Ass Theater page to your site as well.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I love it.
Or follow us on social media as well too. We're all
Exactly.
but mainly the website's what we're aiming for. But
Right.
but social media if you're more suave in that regard too. But
It's a Facebook ad. And
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
there we go. All right. So that's the time, the date, and the whole stuff that's going along with us.
Yeah.
Becca, you're the first-time guest, so you get the question, and how you answer that question determines whether there's a second question. So when you are not part of the arts and entertainment world, what do you like to be entertained by?
right now, off the top of my head, it's Zach.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, he offers a plethora of entertainment in the home and everywhere.
Like, hey babe, I got this party where it's going on if you want to come with.
Right. You're always going.
I'm playing
You're always
drums in
moving.
band number 4.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
I've joined
band-
another band. I've got to practice.
Do you want
Yeah.
to play synths?
No, but just kind of playing,
All right. Well, then, other
off
than
each other is really
Zach,
fun. Other than Zach.
do you have any other hobbies?
Oh, well, I really enjoy art, and I've been making, lately I've really focused on rainbow cats. I've been using watercolor and ink and making rainbow cats. Just, it was originally based on a reaction to something that a certain politician said about childless cat ladies.
Right, yep.
And so I just, as a response to that, I went ahead and started just drawing cats and making them all rainbow, because I like both of those. So,
Exactly. Very cool.
they're, becoming bookmarks as we speak.
Right.
And yeah,
And
that's just
first
a
of all,
hobby for now.
One of the things I need to compliment you on, one of the T-shirts that we've had in the past for the Dave Holly Hour is a design of yours, and that is also on one of the banners on the Dave Holly Hour website.
Fantastic.
Yes, so
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like
applaud
I
you for
recognize
that.
the font too.
Yeah, exactly. And you're also a musician.
Yeah, I'm kind of all over the place. It depends on what my attention deficit asks of me on a daily basis. So,
Yours asks things? Your attention deficit asks things of you?
that's how I worded it. So
Okay.
let's go with that.
Well, because I always answer when mine asks anyway.
Yeah, me too.
All right.
Nature calls.
Yeah. Okay, Zach, so it's your multi-time here.
Sure. Yeah.
Give us the name of your autobiography.
Dreshed to Kill, the Zach Dresch story.
Yes, that works.
The
Or
imposter.
undressed.
Yeah, undressed,
Undressed.
a closer look.
Yeah.
That's the second one.
If the imposter syndrome in me is, I tried the Zach Dresch story. But the confident Zach says Dresch to Kill.
All right. I like it. Dresch to Kill. That was actually one of my favorite movies of all time. Brian De Palma. Oh, great director. Yeah. Early stuff.
It's been a long time since I've seen that, but yeah. Classic.
And Angie Dickinson. All right. Anyway, thank you guys. Appreciate it so much.
Thanks for having us.
Wishing you the best on this thing and hoping that we have to have you back several times because it's so damn successful.
I hope so, too. That'd be wonderful.
All right.
Bless you, Dave.
I
Thank you, Dave.
appreciate that. Thanks for having us. The time to stop by, and we'll be back with more of the Dave Holly Hour in just a moment. A huge week of music and laughs is taking over the Trio stage. Tonight, celebrate the release of Live in Chicago with guitarist Kenny Reichert and his Powerhouse Quartet. Friday is a special night led by saxophonist Brian Hannigan, featuring original music from his album Constellation and selections from soon-to-be-released new record. Catch part 2 of Jazz for Young People Saturday afternoon, designed for kids ages 3 to 9 and their families. Playful 45-minute concert explores rhythms of jazz. It's hosted by Allison Nicholson, performed by Fellowship Jazz Collective. It's interactive, joyful, and a perfect way to introduce little ones to America's art form. Saturday evening, jazz vocalist Attica Paulson and bassist Drew Paulson return with their heartfelt blend of jazz and Latin love songs. Arlinda Peacock, an expressive artist who blends R&B, Indian folk, brings soulful, healing energy to the Trio stage Tuesday. And on Wednesday, live music kicks off at 6:30 p.m. with the Trio, followed by stand-up from headliner Nate Abshire. Then more live music to close out the night. Music, family fun, romance, cutting-edge jazz, and a little comedy to round it out. It's all happening at Trio. Learn more and get your tickets at triojazzclub.com.
Ladies, when it's time to give your nails some love, get that extra special treatment from Quality Nails in Sioux Falls. Manicures and pedicures that look great and make you feel fantastic. Zaya and Tony don't simply provide the service, they provide professional care for your hands and feet, whether you just want the basics or you're looking for an extra special look with added flair. Oh, and guys, it's okay to treat yourself too. Quality Nails on Minnesota Avenue. Call for an appointment, 605-334-1463. Walk-ins welcome.
Walking through the entryway of Phil's Pub, you can't help but notice the show pics and posters from the heyday of live bands in Sioux Falls. Phil's is back. They're on their way to reestablishing their iconic live music venue status. Come on into Phil's for a great local brew. You might just find yourself seeing some of the performers in those pictures, and a very good chance you'll see new acts that will end up being in pictures too. Phil's Pub, your local dive, with music for the people. Follow them on Facebook and other socials. Keep up to date with who's playing at the pub each week here on the Dave Holly Hour.
The Dave Holly Hour, like eavesdropping on a great conversation between two very interesting people.
Welcome back, everybody. As always, it is a pleasure to talk Sioux Empire arts and entertainment. It's also great to have a new guest, and today we get to talk about somebody that makes everybody up on stage sound great and look great. Adam Ellsworth from Molten Audio. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Great to have you. I can't believe I haven't had you on earlier, but you know, every time I go to something, I see somebody and go, God, I have to get them on the show. And here, with how many times I've seen you, it was just like, oh, at some point I'll have them on.
Yeah. And I my apologies, obviously, to whoever had to cancel and you had to bring me in here. But
No, there was no cancellation. It was one of those, you got the first one in the bag, and you know that it's enough.
Mm-hmm.
But still have room. Let's get somebody else on if we can.
Sure.
And I'd had you on the mind recently, and I'm glad I caught you at the right time because you just got back from vacation.
I did, yes, yesterday.
Yeah, but a working vacation in many ways, right?
Yeah.
Okay, tell us about it then.
Let's see. So, obviously, I own a business. I'm pretty busy. I don't
Right.
travel a lot. My wife loves to travel, especially loves to go warm places in the winter. And but the way this worked out, I've been gone for almost 16 days, which is again like 14 more days than I'm used to taking off. And it was two trips back to back. The first 5-6 days, I just kind of jumping right into it, I guess here, but so on a professional development level, a couple times a year I get asked to do like freelancing on a national scale, doing like a national political event or corporate event, things like that for a larger company. And I do it really just for the skills. It's not formal training, obviously.
Right.
But at some level, like all us sound guys, all us engineers, video guys, whatever else, like we all learn our own tricks, how to do things. Like there's a school you can go to, but that's like entry level. Like once you graduate from somewhere like Full Sail,
you know, my nephew did.
You've got skills, but that's like you're still starting kind of
right.
I don't mean to dump on anybody, but like that gets your foot in the door.
Yeah.
And then the rest is just on the job. You just have to figure out your way of doing things. And so a good way to, for lack of a better word, like cross-pollinate is to work with another bigger company and see, hey, I like how they do this. I'm going to steal that. Or I like how they do that. And so I had an opportunity to do like a 5-day big conference in Sarasota, Florida. And I was in charge of the video wall. We had a 48-foot video wall.
Woo.
And
it's nice to have a 48-inch TV, 48 foot.
Oh, exactly. Yes. It's like impossible to calculate. 12 times bigger? I don't know.
Yeah.
But, and no, so that was a really good experience. It also
was tax deductible.
I didn't pay for anything.
Oh, better yet.
Yeah, no, it's yep, exactly. They send me money. So, but it's also honestly a little bit of a confidence builder because with this one, I actually brought one of my employees as well. We both went together. And by the end of it, we're like, we do a pretty good job here in Sioux Falls. And I'll even spread that compliment a little bit to my competitors that are in town here.
Right.
Sioux Falls, the more I travel and the more clients I speak to that are outside of Sioux Falls, we have a unique thing here that we have, I'd say, a solid 3 companies. The 4th guy is feeling really mad at me right now. But that will all do a really good job and actually fairly cost competitive, too, when you look on a national scale.
Right.
And so that was one of the big takeaways from this trip is when we were done, we were flying home and we're like, we can, like, the event went really well. The client was really happy. And we were like, that was mediocre. Like, we would not have been proud of that event.
Wow.
And the company we were working for was elated. The client was happy. And it just gave us some perspective. And obviously, we're not going to shift our expectations down.
Right.
But it did. It was a good confidence builder.
Yeah,
so,
but still you learned something.
And I did learn. You still always take away things.
Yeah.
There's things like, oh, here's a shortcut I've just never considered, you know.
I know.
Endless.
I'm 63 now, and I am still learning so many different things. In fact, before we started, you had mentioned the word mastering, and it's like, I got to get to that book at some point.
Yeah.
And start reading in on it to learn more. And I love that. And I remember a high school, well, actually I had him in grade school and then again in high school, a teacher that said, no education is ever lost as long as you are thinking and you're looking ahead. And there's still things that he taught me back in 8th grade that I incorporate in the way that I do things. So, it's always a learning event. Now, what did you learn specifically besides, that the client was happy and that Sioux Falls does a great job?
Let's see. That's a good question because it, can you edit out like 60 seconds? I'm kidding. I thought you were reaching for it.
I was like, reaching for my clicker that I go.
Okay. Yeah.
No, lets me know where to
no,
edit.
I don't care. I was curious. This, if you're editing now, you can just cut this out. I was curious if this was linear, like you just start and
we
run
start
it.
and we end. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's see. As far as things I learned in this Florida trip, I I got a little more comfortable with working with fiber optic. That's not super sexy, but it's something we don't do on a scale where you need to run 1,000 feet of cable.
Wow.
You know, like we're not in buildings that are that big is really what it comes down to. And so I've got some experience, but with this one, I did a lot of, I also deployed the cameras. We had 3 pan tilt cameras really just for documenting the event. We didn't have a big screen or anything like that. And so I just got more comfortable and familiar with like gen locking and a lot of video stuff. That I, as an audio guy, I don't do as much, but we're full service. We do all those things. And so, by the time I came home, I had already ordered a few grand worth of video or
there you go.
Optical data equipment. So,
excellent. And that means your employees are going to learn as well. So tell us about Molten Audio. How did it come to be and how long has it been going? All the pertinence.
Yeah. I mean, depending on how far you want to go back, I mean, I've been interested in like the technical side of theater, we'll call it, like sound, lights, things like that, basically my entire life. Like, forever. Like, I was thinking about this in preparation for the show, that one of my family's favorite stories is my brother and I have a younger brother, and we would do shows in my grandparents' garage when we were probably 7, 8 years old, you know, type of thing. But my brother Andrew was the star, like he was the one in the show. And then I was the backstage guy. And so I was setting up like halogen lights and things like that, like building a theatrical set with, you know, whatever was in the garage. And so we had light cues and we had all this stuff for a show that had basically no content. Like we never got around to writing the show because we were busy designing the set, and, you know, and obviously you have to handwrite the tickets that you give to your family members. That takes most of the time. But so no, I was dabbling in that, obviously, when I was single digits, and eventually got more involved in church. I was in kind of a small town, so that was a good opportunity, and honestly about the only opportunity.
All right, give the small town a shout out.
Madison, South Dakota is where I was born and raised. And I think I don't even know. I was trying to think how this came to be, but when I was in middle school, junior high then, I got recruited. My youth group wanted to do a fundraiser, and this would have been the late 80s, early 90s. And we're like, well, let's have a school dance. You know, we'll just get some CDs and play some music. You know, that was like when that was peak popularity. Like it was just becoming a thing. And we're like, well, Adam knows how to do speakers and stuff. So they nominated me. I was on the committee, and that was my first gig. I was probably 7th grade, and I think I bought a little 2-channel Radio Shack mixer.
Oh, I remember that one, the black box.
Yep.
I had it too.
And I
paid part of college doing dances.
That's There's more money now than ever.
Oh,
I'm wondering if sometimes, like, if you can stomach doing weddings like twice a week for your whole life, you can do well. But I cannot.
No,
I cannot.
I can't. I got to the point, the last DJ event that I did was 5-6 years ago now. And it was because it was a friend that was getting married.
Yep, same.
And after that, I was going to start the podcast that next day. And then I realized there's no way I can start this because I need about 8 Tylenol right now for moving stuff.
Yeah. It's everything's gotten lighter. I will say that.
Yes.
Like when I started, it was still it was still doing cassettes.
Oh wow.
And then I was upgrading to CDs.
Well,
so I
remember
definitely missed vinyl
albums.
Yeah, I was after that. But anyway, no, I still dabbled in DJing through college for sure. But I was definitely more interested in live stuff. And then I think it was about 2002 that I had bought a couple of just speakers on sticks here in Sioux Falls from Sioux Falls Music.
Yeah.
And kind of hung my shingle. And my first paying live music event was in the basement of a house across the street from Augustana. And it was like just a basement punk rock show, you know, type of thing that and I didn't know anyone there. Like they found out about me. They hired me. And the going rate back then for sound guys for production was $1 a head. You just got to share the ticket. And so we had a sold out crowd of 30 people. Woo! So I got $30.
$30.
Yes. To haul stuff down in the basement.
Played for less.
And the fun thing we figured out years later was it was just whatever Augie student was putting this thing on, found out about me, hired me. Turned out to be Adam Weber, who started Embrace Church.
Yeah.
He was just dabbling in punk rock or whatever genre it was. And I like I said, I don't even remember exactly how we figured that out, but he was absolutely my first paying customer. So
incredible. Yeah. So first gig doing DJ work for school.
Yep.
And then next gig,
that was the
doing
first
it for
live
pay.
gig.
Yeah.
Yep.
Woo. Yeah. Mark those dates down in the calendar, the red letter days.
It's it feels like yesterday and yet, but lifetimes ago.
Yeah. Incredible how that all works now in your mind. So you got into it that way, and so right out of the chute, you start your own company.
Yeah. So I was very interested in technical, sound lights, all that. But more interested in computers. My grandparents got me a computer when I was in that age, like 8, 9 years old, when no one had one. It was I think it was a Tandy 1000.
Oh, wow.
And so it only did basic. Like you had to program. You couldn't get software for these things. And so I had the IBM technical manual, and I would just type in the examples in the book and run them. And I'm like, oh, cool. The cursor moves over here. And then I would tweak it. And so ultimately I got a degree in computer science from Dakota State and was a software engineer and eventually senior database administrator for the first decade of my career.
Okay.
So I was full-time, gainfully employed.
Right.
Which was, it's a good gig, IT, especially then in the early 2000s. But once I got bit with that live music bug and buying gear, basically every dollar I made from my day job, I went home because I was single then. I didn't have kids, mortgages. I'm sorry to the current generations, but houses were so much cheaper. Rent was so much cheaper. And so no, every dollar I made went into buying equipment. And I got to the point my first really busy time was the basement of Nutty's North. When Nutty's North opened, I knew
remember,
those guys.
yeah.
And that was, I'm biased now, but that was just the best thing for the local music scene.
It was
and people still talk about it.
Yep.
It's a little bit like the Pomp Room. It's like my generation's Pomp Room in that when it was open, people did not like it. It's a basement and blah, blah, blah. And I mean, because I was there and all people did was complain. And then even still today, I hear people talk about, man, that was the best thing in the world. And so sad that place closed and we'd do anything to have it back. And it's like, I've talked to other generations, that were active in the Pomp Room. And it was kind of the same way. Like on a one-on-one basis, they're like, it was a dump. It smelled, the floor was sticky, the sound system was terrible. Bands would say they'd come in first thing in the morning just in order to have a working sound system. By that night, they would spend all day fixing things. And but Aerosmith played there, and everybody's got a fond memory. And I think Nutty's North is the same way. And in the peak of that, there were some weeks we had shows 5-6 nights a week.
Wow.
And I still had my day job.
Yeah.
So I was doing 8 to 5, writing software, writing code, sprint to Nutty's North for like a 6:30 sound check with these touring bands, get them set. We'd wrap up midnight, 1 a.m. I'd go home, sleep for 6 hours, and then go to my day job. And I grinded like that for a year or two. And that was probably when my skills advanced the most, because that was combat audio. It was fast. It was not an ideal sound environment. And so you learn how to fix things. You learn how to fix things quickly, and you're just getting hours. It's like anything else you do in life, whether it's basketball. I don't know why I jumped to that example. I'm not a sports guy, but the rest of y'all that play basketball that don't do sound, it's just hours at the end of the day. It's whatever you're doing, whatever you enjoy, whatever you're good at. You just need to get a lot of hours in. And if you do that, you'll succeed.
Yeah, be successful. Mm-hmm. And you've been very successful. So Molten Audio here. How many employees do you have?
We have probably 5 employees. It's abstract because we're not 8 to 5. Right. It's like we might have a week where almost nothing is happening, frankly. And then, honestly, here in a few weeks, we have 3 what I would classify as pretty big events on the same day. And we can't schedule it. You know, by the time we get involved, the events have already picked their dates usually. Yeah. And so we're of course happy to have them. But so sometimes I need to go from 0 to 60 as far as staffing. So there's 2 guys that are pretty much full time for me.
Okay.
There's another guy we'll call it seasonal. Like he's year round, but during the summer, we're pretty much all full time. And then there's another maybe half dozen that they might only work for me, might be one day a month, you know, in the slow season, and it might be weekly when we get busier. And then there used to be a lot more freelancers in town, and that has kind of evolved a little bit, even though like the gig economy, like the big one, has expanded. Ever since COVID, AV tightened up a little bit. People that were kind of on the fence either committed full time but committed to a real job or in production or left the industry. Like we lost a lot of people. I don't know, I'm going down this road, but the industry did lose a lot of people in COVID, especially people over in the second half of their career, we'll call it. Like a lot of people that had been on the road a long time. Once they got home and they realized, you know, they love touring, but they got home and they're like, that was a lot of work and now I'm getting comfortable and gosh, I can make about as much money doing something else without the 18, 19-hour days. And so the first few years after COVID, when touring came back, it was weird. I don't always say, but I'm trying to think how I'm going two different directions now. But basically, it was weird for me because up until almost COVID is the point I'm trying to make. Up until COVID, like I was still kind of maybe in the middle of the pack. I felt like a young kid. Like I was still learning. I was still on, you know, I mean, I was in my late 30s at this point, but still. And then after COVID, like overnight, I was the oldest guy in the room. Like everyone older just retired and just did something else and just didn't come back. And so the industry lost a lot of like institutional knowledge isn't the word, but you know what I mean? Like talent, really. Just the industry lost. And so it was an opportunity for a lot of younger people to get experience, get on the road. Like Broadway was for a while, the Pavilion, I know, struggled to keep techs.
Very true.
I don't want to tell their story, but the Pavilion was, I don't know if I should open this can of worms. Again, it's not my building, but as an outsider's perspective, the Pavilion was the A-listers. Like they had people that were at the Pavilion. They were the seasoned professionals, 100%. And there's still very good people there. The difference is like those people kind of moved on, retired, whatever. And then once Broadway fired up, they were just so hungry for talent that if you were good at a venue, they would offer you a job on the spot. And I know the Pavilion, not to their not their fault, struggled to keep people because the allure of Broadway, it's like, hey, how would you like to hop on the tour of us right now? You know, if you're free and clear, who wouldn't jump?
Exactly.
I would jump at that opportunity. So it really shook up the industry, and it's certainly getting more stable now. But there was just a lot of movement around and spreading people kind of thin. But yeah,
the name Molten.
Yes.
How did you choose that?
So, sidebar, my first. My company was called getsound.com originally. And that was because, again, I was an IT guy. I was in, I think, the computer lab at college was when I picked that name. I was still like at that phase. And I was looking at domain names and get-sound.com was available. Like it was just a suggested domain name. I'm like, oh, that's brandable. Because back then, in early 2000, late 90s, keywords were everything. Like Google was pretty dumb. There was no algorithm. It was just keywords. And Get Sound would jump to the top of any page if you were looking for sound related in Sioux Falls. And so I got that. And that was my business name for, I don't know, 10 years plus. And it was so hard to explain. Like, so it's like over the phone, it was like, yeah, it's getsound.com with a dash. Huh? Like GET dash. Like I spent a decade explaining that.
Right.
And I'm like, okay, I need something more brandable because it's keyword heavy, but there's no brand to it. And I had when I was doing freelance software work, I had done Molten Logic LLC just because I thought that was funny, like a melted circuit board programming kind of thing. And then moltenaudio.com became available, and I bought it, and that's the end of it.
All right. Well done, then. Yeah, I finally just this past year got bigdentertainment.com. I had been using .org.
You really had to wait to get for Big D to become available, I'd imagine.
Yes. Yeah, because bigdentertainment.org cost me only $9.99.
Okay.
But then people think, oh, you're a nonprofit? No, I'm trying to make a buck here.
Yeah.
Well, you shouldn't be using .org. I said, well, there's no rules. You can't.
No.
You don't have to be nonprofit to have .org. And when I first looked at bigdentertainment.com, it was going for $4,500. I bought it for $1 last year.
Last year.
Yes, last year
congratulations.
for $1.
You're playing the long game, but you got it.
Exactly.
Hopefully you can sell it for $45,000 or whatever.
That would be nice, yeah. Well, I think it was already up to 300 something.
Okay.
Yeah, so hey, maybe that's my retirement,
There
not
you go.
actually having Big D Entertainment.
Yeah, I don't know if I have, again, having been involved in the internet a long time, I still don't know that I would bet on domain names for retirement.
No, not at all.
A lot of people did.
Yeah.
Worked for one person.
Well, and then it's always the fact that there's a broker in between.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it's like, no, I'm not going to pay you $2,500 just to get a $10 domain name. Yeah, not going to work for me.
Mm-hmm.
So what's been like the biggest venue that you've ever worked at, shall we say?
So that's a good question. There's so many metrics. It seems like the obvious question that I get asked a lot. Like, what's your favorite band you've worked with? What's the biggest venue? And in reality, it's a complicated question from my perspective, because like the biggest venue I've probably done is either, that I provided main equipment on is either like the Bismarck Event Center or the Dakota Bank Center. I guess I've done events in the Premier Center, the Denny, but I've not done a full concert in there, like where I was the primary provider.
Yeah.
Like we'll give that boundary on it, basically. I mean, because I've been in big rooms, but I've just brought a microphone or something.
Yeah.
But no, where I was the primary provider is probably, I've done a few small arena shows, we'll call it, basically. But the thing is, as my career has matured and as you grow, like as a sound company, especially as an owner, the bigger you get, the less fun stuff you do. And that's probably true in a lot of businesses. But in this context, basically, like as I get into touring bands and especially, A-listers type stuff, they have their own sound guys. They obviously, they travel with their own consoles, their own sound guys, their
Semi-trucks.
Exactly. If they're contracting with a local company, the company usually provides everything in the ceiling, is a good summary, basically. Like the sound system, the trussing, the lights that are all in the ceiling. In most cases, for the size of concerts we're doing, we're providing that. And then the truck that's traveling with the tour is providing everything on the ground. Instruments, any ground lighting package they have, the crew, monitors, mics, consoles. And so we advance the show weeks or months in advance. We figure out, who exactly is providing what and who, how it's getting connected, but it's pretty standard. And to that end, though, I do nothing creative with that show. Like the opening bands might even have their own sound guy. So we'll be there for 18 hours in the arena. We will set up the sound system. We'll tune it. We'll make it flat. We'll do all the engineering of it. And then we just sit back and watch for 8 hours while someone else sets up a band, does the sound check, mixes in front of all the people. And then when the show's over, we go back to work and we pack it all up and put it in a truck. So there's a lot of times where 90% of this business is really just loading a truck. And then 5% is fun and creative. But
okay. So what's been the longest sound check?
Longest sound check. I pride myself in pretty efficient sound checks, for sure. You've worked with me. You've been around, been around my work. And if a sound check stretched past an hour, I would really start to get cranky, most likely. 30 minutes to an hour is not unusual. Throwback to the Nutties North days, we usually ran, a lot of those shows had 4 or 5 bands, just maddening. Because each band would draw, a small audience, and so you'd throw a bunch of bands on it and try to get a bigger audience. And the changeover time was usually 15, 20 minutes. And we ran it festival style, like nobody sound checked in advance. So a band would get done, and I would add between 15 and 20 minutes to get that band loaded off the stage, get all their microphones taken down, whatever, get the band off the stage, get the next band on the stage, put mics on all their instruments, tweak the drums just right, sound check the band, get the monitors dialed in, and go in under 20 minutes. And you do that for a couple of years, 6 nights a week, you get fat. You have to. And that was before digital boards too. We couldn't save anything. Everything was knobs. So no, that definitely made me nimble. And so that's an interesting question, the longest sound check. And I wish I had a juicy answer for you. I don't remember a specific band.
Well, it's good that you don't, actually.
Yeah, true.
Because that means there's not a diva out there that And we've talked about this before. I love that T-shirt that is from the audio engineer's point of view. Yes, I'd like more talent in my monitor.
Yep. And there's Farside had a clip about the suck knob that we can turn up or down to make a band better. But let's see. I'll answer the question you didn't ask. Maybe like when we have bad days and like nightmare situations, things like that, it's almost entirely.
I'm looking forward to this answer.
That's what you're looking for with a bad sound check, and it's weather. Outdoor shows are the best sounding opportunities. Like if you can be outdoors, the acoustics are perfect.
Right.
There's no wall to bounce off of. There's no ceiling trapping, high frequencies. The acoustics outside are always perfect. And even my favorite thing is actually in a forest. You don't get to do a lot of shows in that, but the Sioux River Folk Festival is in, Newton Hills. And the trees behind the crowd provide such a natural reverb because every tree bounces just a little bit of wave back at you at a different time. And it's just this warm, natural reverb, subtle. Wow. Other than that, outdoors, it's clean. It's blank slate. You're not, it sounds so good. It's incredibly high maintenance high risk. It's everything is more work. It's hard to get power. It's hard to get stuff dragged through the sand. The weather is a constant risk, whether it's wind or rain or, lightning, any of these things. So everything's harder outdoors, but the shows are just better when it's a nice night and everything works out. But
do you have to have additional insurance?
Yeah. We have, I think, is a pretty standard, like a $2 million liability thing. And we have to, when we're flying, we're suspending things over people. There's definitely very real risks into injury, really, in this business. And the stakes are high, not just for an individual show, but if there's a disaster in our industry, everybody suffers. Like there was where was that? Was it? I would have to look this up. There was a stage collapse like
I've
20
seen
years
video,
ago,
yeah.
like not recently,
right.
But that one shook the industry. And it was a freak microburst thunderstorm. It was no one. I mean, of course, there were years of litigation, whatever. But at the end of the day, people certainly made mistakes, but the industry learned a lot. Like it was already trying to be safe. There were already, many regulations, but that was almost kind of the end of like what we call the stick roof. Like when you picture a huge outdoor stage,
right.
It's these truss sticks, that are held down with, straps and all that. And this was a huge setup like that. I don't remember. I assume deployed more or less correctly. But if you get a sudden 80 mile an hour wind, it's gonna blow over.
Right.
It's just there's no structure that's gonna stand up to that. And so the lessons were really about at what point do you pull the plug on the show? And at what point do you tell a band or a promoter or a crowd that I'm sorry, the show has to be done.
Yeah.
And I know that gets frustrating for people that go to shows, but you really have to, I guess, note and understand how high the stakes are and how bad it goes when things do go bad. Like, especially with lightning.
Yeah, that's
lightning
like
is the
instant
most
to get rid of everybody.
It's the
right?
most frustrating reason to pause or cancel a show because the odds that the lightning is going to strike your venue is nearly zero. I've had this argument so many times over the years. And some promoters are receptive, they get it, and some I've had to just get out all and out shouting matches. But if lightning strikes, people die. It's the stakes are so high, and the return on that is a concert. Like as much as music is important, it's not worth risking a life is really what it comes down to. Like an extra encore to a show or something is not going to be so life-changing compared to the risks if it goes wrong. So I've not had, knock on this foam, like we've really, in my 25 years, we've had no serious injuries. We've had nothing like
Excellent.
that. We've had a few collapses. Biggest one was probably Jazz Fest.
Yeah.
I was in the second stage tent 2 years when that thing blew over and collapsed, and actually lost at least a decent amount of gear 1 year when everything
wow.
Anyway.
Yeah.
But then, so that's a little dramatic, but just wind and rain in general, though. It's just, you're just always trying to balance, can we keep the show going versus am I going to lose tens of thousands of dollars of equipment? That's the gamble you're always taking. But anyway,
What made you go just, full bore on this thing? And you said, I love it, and I can make money at it, and then I'm not having to work for the guy.
mm-hmm. That's a good question because I did like what I did with IT.
Mm-hmm.
It paid the bills and it was low risk. Very rarely do you get killed writing software or editing. Not to make light of that, but so yes, I enjoyed that. Whatever, and this is an excellent question. The last, I'll answer it with, what do we have? About 45 more minutes?
Oh, however
Okay,
long you
okay.
want to go. It's a podcast. I'm not limited. I can swear if I want to.
Why can't I say shirt? Fork this shirt. Oh, my name is on this screen.
Yes.
Thank you. I'm
You're
just now
welcome.
turned around. No one else can see it, but
Right.
anyway, I'd say the more exciting, I'll answer this, I'll work backwards chronologically, but the most exciting part of my career has really been probably the last few years, and that's more on the business side.
Mm-hmm.
I've gotten involved a lot with Startup Sioux Falls. I've done their Co-Starters program. I finished their GrowCo, which is their top program here about a year ago. And, now you're taking my picture.
Yeah.
Picture, video.
Exactly. Just a picture so we can put you on the promo.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. Perfect.
Yep.
Perfect. I'll sign a release later for that. And
My people will talk to your people.
yeah. Let's see. We were talking about, how did I take the jump? I've done it twice. The company I was at was decided one day to dramatically downsize and move to Austin, Texas. And I'm not going to throw them under the bus there. I loved working at that company. It was a nonprofit. I loved the mission, but we'll leave them out of it. And kind of got an ultimatum. You either need to move to Austin or resign. And at that time is when I was really getting busy. I'm trying to think if that was whatever was going on. I was busy basically, and I was already wrestling with that, and that was kind of the nudge I needed to take that step because I was unemployed. I'm like, well, let's do this for a while, and then I'll do some freelance IT stuff. And it actually ended up going pretty well. And somewhere in there, I did that for a few years, and somewhere in there, I met Carly, my now wife, and over time we had a kid, not all in the same week. And I think when we had, I was actually a stay-at-home dad there for Finn because the schedule worked out. I was busy on weekends, whatever. But anyway, and then once we got pregnant with our second, it was like I had an opportunity come up to get back into the industry. A guy I had worked with had become like a pretty high manager somewhere and offered me a job I couldn't refuse, basically. And it came down to health insurance. Honestly, it was like. We got 2 kids, a family now that's going up. I could use some stability. I was getting nervous about it. And so, I took that. And I'm glad I did because that was 2018 or 19. And then obviously COVID hit. I know we're all ready to move on from COVID, but that was such impactful on our industry that we're still feeling. Like we've moved on. Things are stable, but they are different than they used to be, 100%. But anyway, so I had full-time employment all through COVID because events stopped overnight.
Right.
Like I remember a moment in March, we actually took a family vacation and my wife and I are like, I think this is it. We are about to just explode. We had just purchased some gear that allowed us to do larger events. The calendar was filling up. We're like, this is exciting. Like, let's enjoy this vacation because it's going to be a wild ride. And 2 weeks later, all of a sudden, like, in a week, everything just canceled.
Yeah.
Like we went from a full calendar to all we did all day long was answer the phone and be like, hey, we're going to take a year off and kind of see what happens with this pandemic.
Wow.
I mean, we were all there, but
Correct pronunciation is pandemic.
Pandemic. But anyway, so that worked out. That said, we got through COVID. Things worked out. Everybody was fine other than the people that died. And you can't see me, but I'm super sarcastic.
Yes.
And that's how I deal with heavy topics. And I got to a new plateau basically where it's like, okay, business has returned. I am too old now to be doing the whole like 8 to 5 during the day and then work another 8-hour shift at night and then keep doing that 4 days a week. And so I gave my boss 2 weeks notice. And after 3 weeks, he's like, he didn't let me quit. I think I worked for over a month after I gave notice before I was like, no, really, I'm not coming back on Monday. Like, this is it. I have things I need to do. And that was it. So, and that was probably late 2021, I think. And so I've been fully self-employed since then. And even during that time, I had full-time employees, even though myself, I had a day job, and that's just sometimes as an owner, that's what you have to do to keep everything afloat. Take yourself off the payroll. I need to go earn my money somewhere else so I can keep the business going. But no, things are going well.
Excellent. And it's so nice to hear. And, one of the things I like to talk about is the fact that I love success stories. And yours is definitely that. And I root for you. I do a few small things that maybe compete against you, but I don't think we really are competitors by any means. So it's like, oh, man, Adam, yes, if you need something this big, whatever, go to Adam Ellsworth. He's the man that's going to take care of you. And I know that obviously personally by working with you. But just, anytime I see you or see where you've been, I applaud it.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, it's just, such a great thing. People forget, because this is why I try to have every type of person associated with arts and entertainment on this show. Yes, it's nice when we pay our money, we go see a great show and come out of there going, wow, that was excellent. And they forget about why, what helped it become excellent. Yeah, sure, we have great talent, musically, artistically, everything, performing arts, visual arts in this town. We have great talent. And you are the type of guy that makes it an even greater experience. And I see that in action so often. And now having worked with you, I sit there and think, wow, this is absolutely amazing. I pay more attention to it all. Yeah. And I suggest that if you've never thought of that, next time you go to something, don't just sit there and go, oh, they play great music, da-da-da-da. Think about how that music is coming out. Is it modulated correctly? Do they have good pitch? and all those other things that matter so much.
Well, it's like I can take a mediocre or a bad band and make them sound okay.
Right.
Like if I work really hard, I can get them maybe to okay. But if you can start with musicians that are very good, it's like with any, if you start with a good product, then we can polish. Then my skill set's better used, like you say, fine tuning the individual, resonant frequencies in the room and getting that blend just right. So that I absolutely love mixing harmony, which is one of the things I love about Midtown Coffee.
Yeah.
It's a fun group. And, but no, I love that because the sweet spot is so narrow. You want, that dominant note to be there, but then everything else has to be right behind it. And sometimes that difference is, imperceptible decibels. But it is perceptible. That's the I love this industry because of the challenge, and it's both subjective and objective. It's very technical. There's a right and a wrong way to do a whole bunch of stuff. A cable has to be plugged in a certain way, to dumb it down.
But on my equipment, when I do trivia on Monday nights, and I got a nice new array speaker for it.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden it's like, oh, I'll hear in the bass and there's no treble. What's going on? I learned that you must have everything plugged in before you turn the power on.
Oh, interesting. Like it detects, I suppose. Yep. Some of these new ones do that. Yeah. And so there's all that technical side of it, which I don't know which side of the brain that is, but like I definitely enjoy order that way. And at the same time, you have the subjective, like there's no right way to mix a band or to mix a song. Everyone's going to have their own kind of creative spin on it. I can mix a song twice and it will not sound the same twice. And that's an infinite challenge, basically. Like you're always trying to do your best job, but you will never finish it. Like you mentioned success.
Yeah.
As any business owner, it's hard to define because like, on the one hand, it is nice to look back and think like the gigs I'm doing today were bucket list items 10 years ago. Like I thought someday I want to be big enough to where I'm doing this and this. And it's now I do it every day. Exactly. Yeah. I've since you gave me that opening. No, I have run sound for, I think, 4 presidents.
Wow.
Obviously living at the time, and across all political parties. I've actually done, again, I don't want to wade too far into it. I do enjoy a little bit getting into politics with production, just because of the machine. Like, I love being part of the process. Like, regardless of what your politics are, when I'm working. When I'm not working, no one is in doubt how I feel about certain political events. But when I am working, I am part of democracy, is the way I look at it. And so I might disagree fiercely with the candidate that I'm working with, but I'm going to make sure that they get the opportunity to express what they're going to do. And also just in the last presidential election, I worked with, I'm picking a number at random. I want to say, I think I worked with the top 6 out of 7 candidates on national level. So, I mean, basically everybody except Trump. Trump is the only one I actually did not work with. I had an opportunity. There was a scheduling conflict. I did not feel bad about that, especially his track record with dealing with certain other audio engineers. He had a reputation in the industry where it's imagine. Like, you do not want this gig. Yeah. But other than that, no, I worked with basically everybody that was on the ballot multiple times, and it was an honor to do that.
Yeah.
Like I said, even if I would never in a million years vote for some of those people, but it was an honor to be in the room and to meet them and do that. So,
what's a bucket list item left?
That's a great question that I have not spent enough time on. Because I used to, like, some things that stick out. I remember when one of my bucket list items is I wanted to run sound for the second stage at Jazz Fest. Oh, and we ended up doing that for like 8 years until it ended. And now, by the time we were done, that was a small gig to us. Mm-hmm. You know, it was all local musicians. You know, I still have a soft spot for that. We don't do near as much of that anymore as I really wish we did. You know, there's certainly not a lot of money in it, but it's the most fun. And I'm rarely going to turn down, I'm just going to put this out there. Mm-hmm. I'm rarely going to turn down an opportunity to mix a local band if I'm available. Like, that's still the fun part for me. That opportunity comes up a lot less now, but, bucket list items now, I don't know. I think my goals, I'm very much an operations guy. I have an event in a week. Here's what I need to do to get that done. Mm-hmm. You know, where do you see yourself in a year? Hopefully this event goes well. Like, you asked me about an event that happened yesterday. It's like it never existed. Like that's off my list. That's off my to-do list. I'm focused on, you know, what's in front of me next and how do I make that as good as I can make it. That said, I'm really trying to work on it thanks to Startup Sioux Falls. Mm-hmm. And I would say most of my goals now are more business related and more career related. You know, can we grow the business a certain percent? Or, I mean, I don't like to be numbers driven that way, but if I've learned the hard way, if you don't measure progress that way, you don't see it. Because I have grown significantly by many measures. I'm very successful. And if you don't track where you were and where you are now, it's easy to think you're chasing an endless thing. So.
Well said.
Yeah.
I like it. Yeah. All right. I got to give you the one question that everybody gets at the end, and it can lead to a second question depending upon how you answer question from one.
False. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Boy, I should do some true or false. That might get a little too personal.
Yeah.
So when you are not part of the arts and entertainment scene, working for that, what do you like to be entertained by?
What do I like to be entertained by? This is another thing where we could probably edit out like a good few minutes while I try to find one thing I enjoy that's not.
Mention them all.
I do really enjoy what I would do and what I would do, still do, and would probably, this is such a vain thing to say, but like, would I do this if I wasn't paid? 100%.
Right.
Like, you got it. It's an expensive business to run. Mm-hmm. We're always buying gear, you know, the money has to be there, but I do just really enjoy this, especially when you're in a crowd of people, like you're surrounded by 1,000 people and you're dead center in it. and you've got the band locked in, and it sounds the way it does because you made it that way, because I'm making the decisions. That it's such power. I'm just
True.
flat up. It's not ego, but it's
Right.
power. Like, no one knows who you are. Like, if things are going well, they're not paying attention to you, but the power you have over that show at that moment, and how fragile it is, and how satisfying it is when it goes well. No, that's absolutely addicting. That's why people do this.
All righty then. So what kind of hobbies do you have?
I don't have hobbies.
You don't have time, do you?
No.
Yeah,
I don't have interests that aren't related.
Really?
I do this because it was my hobby and I found a way to make it my career.
Yeah.
That's really how this progressed. This isn't like, oh, I do this for work and I just don't have time to do anything else. It's like, no, this went the other way. This was my hobby and I found a way to make it my career.
That's fantastic. Adam Ellsworth from Molten Audio, thank you for taking some time to be on the show. Greatly appreciate it, and definitely appreciate what you do to make people in the Great Sioux Empire sound better, and sometimes even look a little better when you're doing the lighting too.
Yeah. Well,
All right.
Thank you for having me. I hope this was interesting to somebody.
Very much so, I guarantee it. And we'll be back to wrap up the Dave Holly Hour in just a moment.
Dr. Perry Langston and Dr. Corey Tooney know excellence is in you. That's why they provide you with excellent care at XL Chiropractic, improving your overall health in spirit, body, mind, and will. Get results the natural way. Arrange a consultation, 605-332-9235 or xlchiros.com. Excellent care for excellent people. XL Chiropractic, located at 4309 South Racket Drive in Sioux Falls.
People ask him where he got his top shelf voice. Dime store? Bargain. Once again, here's Dave Holly.
Thanks again to my amazing guests, Zach Dresch and Becca Gehm, and Adam Ellsworth. While Becca and Adam, first-time guests, Zach has been on the show several times. If you go to the show site, davehollyhour.com, you can easily search to listen to Zach's previous conversations. All 308 episodes can be listened to anytime you desire. Dave Holly Hour is also available on your favorite podcast platform. Thank you all for supporting local arts and for taking the time to download, listen, and share the show. I encourage you to find your art. Find the art you enjoy. Find the art you're interested in trying, and we shall see you in the arts. As the Sioux Falls Arts Council says, together we art. As Arts South Dakota says, home is where the art is. As I say, put some art in your heart. Remember, my name is Dave Holly, and for me, every day is a holiday.
The Dave Holly Hour has been brought to you by Trio Jazz Club, Sioux Falls' premier jazz club. Enter as friends, leave as family. Phil's Pub, your local dive with music for the people. Chaser's Food and Spirits, XL Chiropractic, and Quality Nails. Stay up to date on the show by following on Instagram and Facebook. All episodes available anytime at davehollyhour.com. The Dave Holly Hour is produced in the Dipsy Doodle Studios by Big D Entertainment.
Thanks for listening.